Hi guys, and welcome back to Tommy's Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay for you guys. Once again, we have a great engagement in between the two pro players from the South Korean scene. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys, as we have spawning here in the upper right in the blue it is Flash. And his opponent here in the lower left in the white it is Falcon aka BISU. So two of the best players Starcraft has to offer. This game has been played around the year 2015, I believe it was. As we already see here, BISU moving out really early here with a probe, and this is of course not a scouting probe, as it is really early. We see the 40-second mark here. I believe BISU is preparing here a cheesy gameplay against Flash. Flash, of course, you guys should know him. He's one of the best, if not the best Terran. Actually, he's also considered the best gamer here, but hold on, we have BISU now with a very cheesy gameplay here against his opponent, building here a pylon into this position. So pretty soon he's going to continue, of course, very likely with a gateway and launch some attacks here already towards Flash. Flash is continuing here with a supply depot into his main, but look at that, he's also sending out here a SCV, a scouting SCV, but not towards the main here from BISU. He's actually sending it out here straight towards this position. You guys know, of course, these two players have been playing many games together, so of course they do know the tricks here, the locations from this map. So Flash with a very lucky scout here. Perhaps BISU tried this already here against him, and this time Flash is of course going to pretty much detect this, and he is already sending out the SCV as I see them here on the minimap. So really great reaction here from Flash. Nice micro with that SCV, and the SCV have arrived here. They might take out the pylon, but no, they're heading straight here, interestingly enough, towards that gateway. So the probe here is pretty much damaged as he has to retreat now, but no, he's heading straight towards the main here from Flash. The gateway already taking so much damage, and let's just see, is one Zealot going to make it out? Very likely not here, as the SCVs are already dealing so much damage here. So great first reaction here by Flash against his opponent. The Zealot will of course be cancelled here, so nice job here, but of course so much mining time has also been denied, as in comes now the probe here from BISU just to see exactly what his Flash is having into his main. But at the same time he's also placing here a simulator, so stealing that gas. And yeah, BISU in a very cheesy mood here against his opponent, as he also has a gateway into his main. So the CVs have returned, their mission is complete here. They did cancel the first aggression here, and now finally Flash is moving out here with his first scouting SCV. And yeah, Flash of course is going to try to kill this probe as quickly as possible here. Probe already had taken so much damage here against those SCVs. So, and yeah, let's have a look what BISU is going to continue here with. He's feeling really confident, interestingly enough. After a cheesy gameplay, he's actually going into a fast expansion. Flash sees this at the 3-minute mark, so Flash could actually try a move out here with his Marines, with his SCVs. He could try a bunker rush, it would be a possibility, but as I look at the minimap, he also decides now to go for a fast expansion. So fast expansion versus fast expansion here in between the two pro players. Gas is also out, there's the first Zealot here, and BISU is very likely going to transition into some Dragoons, as many Protosses do. Of course, Dragoons early on really strong against the Terrans. This is why exactly most Terrans do like to go into mass mechanical build orders with those siege tanks, with those Goliaths and Vultures. We've seen this many times by them. Gas is still up here, interesting. So Flash not deciding to attack this assimilator yet, just goes here straight for this pylon. This is a very interesting move. Flash still might go for a harassment against his opponent, and yeah, let's just see how things will unfold, as the first Zealot is also coming in here through for BISU. Here are his probes. They will be mining really soon now. So yeah, BISU, let's check his main once again. Another gateway, so interesting strategy. 2 gateways here with 1 cybernetics core. And yeah, the bunker is also of course out now here by Flash. There come those SCVs. Also, this is exactly why Flash is not attacking the assimilator into his main, as he is actually having here a simulator at his expansion point. So he didn't wish to lose any more mining capability here out of those SCVs, just sending here his Marines. A very smart move here by Flash. course, some SCVs once again are moving out to scout BISU's position. One SCV also almost getting killed, but it will be very likely repaired now. And yes, things will of course get back to normal here in between the two pro players, as we also see another supply depot being built, and there is that transition I was talking about. Flash heading now towards his factories. I believe many more factories is going to follow up here by him. He's also sending out here his SCVs throughout the map just to check if BISU has decided to scout once again into the upper left part. And BISU of course also scouting here slowly with his dragoons. Nice placement here of this pylon just to detect any dropship harassment here by his opponent. So really great stuff. Of course this SCV is very important just to see the tactics here from BISU. He sees those two gateways, he sees no robotics facility, no observatory, so yeah, he knows pretty much the tactics here by BISU. BISU might try a push here with some dragoons towards the main from Flash being ready for that with only one bunker with 2 marines. So he really needs a siege tank really quick here, as BISU is moving out here with his dragoons. We have passed of course the 5-minute mark and we're looking at the 6-minute mark, and interestingly enough Flash continues here with a starport. There's that academy for his upgrades, and there's that first siege tank. This first siege tank will of course be very important here for Flash of course. But in come those dragoons, it would be interesting to see if they have that upgrade, that range upgrade, but no range upgrade has been done yet, as those SCVs will very likely move forward now. And yeah, let's just see how things will unfold. There is a cybernetic score here for BISU. And yeah, it looks like, sorry about this one, he actually did improve that range capability of those dragoons. So nice job here by BISU, harassing here a little bit with only 2 dragoons. Siege tank is out, so of course this small engagement here will be pushed back by Flash. So Flash also finding a nice position here for his siege tank just to push back any further harassment here. So yeah, once again things are getting into the normal, and look at that, a very nice gameplay here by Flash as he's adding here another expansion. So great stuff here. It would be very interesting to see what his starport is doing. Of course a dropship, so the dropship harassment will be real perhaps into this position. This would also be a nice position here to drop some siege tanks in the back. So yeah, no vultures yet here for BISU. Is going straight into siege tanks, and 2 more factories are being added here by him. So really nice job here by him. And BISU also strategically places here his dragoons into this position just to perhaps detect any move out here by Flash. And what a lucky move here by Flash, as the dragoons have left this position. This could have been sniped here by BISU, but I believe BISU might have seen this here into the fog of war, as the dragoons already reacting here. So in comes Flash, he sees now, BISU finally sees of course this harassment, and the siege tanks are nicely being dropped here into this position. So good job here by Flash, as BISU might have to kill his own pylon, but of course Flash not wishing to kill that pylon as it nicely blocks here the entrance. He's going to try to find a new position here for his siege tanks. So great harassment here by Flash, and he's very likely going to drop into this position, but he needs to be careful. There is a dragoon, so the dropship has been sniped, and Flash now dealing damage towards those dragoons. In the end the dragoons will of course snipe those siege tanks, but 2 dragoons have also been killed, so a fair trade here for both players. 2 siege tanks for 2 dragoons. There's that expansion now floating up. Perhaps a little bit of an economic advantage here for BISU, as he's already at 57 workers versus the 54 here by Flash. So yeah, and yet another dropship harassment is being prepared. This time BISU however on position with his dragoons, so really good job here by him. But this harassment is also very important to buy time here for this expansion by Flash. So yeah, we're slowly but steadily closing that at 10-minute mark, I believe. Flash did of course a scan into this position just to see if BISU is on hold position with those dragoons, and of course he has to retreat now. He has to secure his expansion, so pretty soon to be a 3-base Terran versus a already 3-base Protoss here, and BISU might even take this position here into the upper left part. Dragoons are already out on the map. Try to fight some mines here out of those vultures, but no such thing. So very defensive gameplay here by Flash, This is adding more and more factories, and there is even a science facility here, so we might see some science vessels with that EMP shockwave. Hold on, we have a nice move out here by Flash with those vultures upgraded with their speed, so they might snipe this probe here. Well, let's have a look what exactly is he just going to mine here, this entrance here into this base. But BISU of course will defend nicely here with those dragoons. This is once again a nice trick by the Terran, just to buy some time, just to place as many mines as possible, so that the Protoss has to react with an observer and with a move out here with his dragoons. Let's just check the main here from BISU really quick. There are 2 shuttles here. Let's see if they have something. Of course they do have some zealots, so it's just tier 1 upgrades, tier 1 units. But hold on, we actually see 2 starports here with those carriers. So carriers indeed it is going to be here for BISU against Flash, so pretty much sure Flash has to of course transition into either Valkyries could be an option, but of course many Terrans do like to go into Goliaths because they're cheap, they're very strong. And yeah, let's just see how things will unfold. Some zealots perhaps for BISU here to be dropped onto those siege tanks. We actually see a nice drive-by here by Flash once again, mining this position. In the end dealing good splash damage here, also might sniping here one dragoon or the other, but of course dragoons much stronger against those vultures here, so Flash in the end is going to lose those units. He did some splash damage here, but yeah, in the end BISU holds. Of course his economy is very strong and his supply is already at 150 supply, but remember those are mostly here carriers. So yeah, let's just see when exactly Flash is going to transition into Goliaths, and there are Goliaths indeed here for Flash, as once again he's moving out with his vultures. These vultures of course guys, just like I told you, just to buy him time, just to mine here the way from the Protoss. And we actually have the first move out here by BISU with his carriers, 2 carriers only. These some shuttles in the back. Let's see what the zealots here, indeed zealots, and once again so 8 zealots here into those shuttles. It looks like BISU of course wishing to buy time here for this expansion point is heading straight into this location here. There's not that much anti-air, there's not that many mines here being placed, so Flash is going to be in a little bit of trouble here. But in the end BISU only having here 2 interceptors, one already getting sniped here by Flash. So Flash already ready with those Goliaths. Let's check those upgrades really quick. 1 weapons upgrades here for those Goliaths. So yeah, once again BISU has to retreat, of course he has to wait for more carriers here, more reinforcements. And yeah, of course this is a nice placement of those mines, just to buy some time here for the Terran, as he's even expanding here into this location. But BISU is already at 180 supply here, so he very likely is going to push out really soon. And at the same time Flash is still buying some time here with his vultures, as we pretty soon might see a strong engagement here. The 4 Marines are still up, but Flash sends them here, suicides them of course to have more supply. And in the end BISU looks like he's heading straight towards the lower right part, as Flash is now sending here his army. So we have the first strong engagement here. So one Goliath might get sniped here, the Goliaths from the back already sniping those interceptors. So BISU is retreating here a little bit. He only has 4 carriers. 6 carriers would have been a nice number here for the Protoss. 8 to 10 of course even much better. This shuttle is also very important, just to drop those zealots into this position so that the siege tanks will deal damage towards themselves. And BISU is moving out, and there is this importance here from those mines, as the splash damage is looking really strong here against BISU. At the same time BISU is expanding here into this position, so BISU really strong here with his move out, and at the same time expanding. The same can be said here about Flash, as he has also taken here the almost 6 o'clock position here. So yeah, BISU wandering around, but I believe the defenses look of course really strong here for Flash into his main with his Goliaths. And yeah, let's just see how things will unfold, what exactly the next move is going to be here by BISU. His upgrades, 1 weapons upgrades here for him. Still only 4 carriers here. Is he producing more carriers? Yes indeed, really many carriers here for him, so giving much importance to his air fleet. Of course carriers, if they're nicely being microed, they're very hard to attack by those Goliaths. Only the interceptors will take damage. And once again we see BISU here move out in the upper right part, and in come those shuttles with those zealots. So yes, so many turrets will fall here. The zealots are causing some damage here against Flash. So yeah, Flash is going to lose so many turrets here as the siege tanks are moving out, and in come the zealots here. So finally Flash has to retreat a little bit here with some of his forces. His ramp is of course working against him, and those carriers are nicely dealing damage here towards those turrets. Even some supply depots have been snapped here. So really great job here by BISU, punishing here Flash and forcing a move out. At the same time he has a army move in the middle of the map, you can see it right here. So those dragoons are of course here to attack this position, but the Terran looks really strong here with mines in the front, and at the same time Flash holds here this position with his Goliaths. Let's just check once again that upgrades 1 to 2, so Flash giving much importance here for his mechanical upgrades. So it's 1 armor with 2 weapons upgrades. Really nice job here by him. But look at that, BISU is just expanding all of the map. So yeah, Flash really has to make something happen, as both players are pretty much maxed out. And once again BISU is moving here forward with his shuttles, with his carriers, just to deal once again damage. And now he's sniping that science facility here, so no supply, no science vessels here for Flash. Even has to uplift those factories here into his main just to allow those Goliaths to move here through. Even one starport might get sniped here, so really nice job here. Great harassment here by BISU. He will of course lose some interceptors, but in the end it was all worthy here for him, as once again he's hiding here his carriers into the fog of war, so the Goliaths don't really see them. But yeah, good harassment here, sniping once again many turrets, sniping this science facility and that starport. Nice job here by him. And we're heading into the middle of the map here. This time Flash is the one moving out here with such a great force. I don't think that BISU should engage here. Of course he's going to retreat towards his carriers, as the army here from the Terran looks really overwhelming here. So Flash having enough of that harassment, he's the one now moving out. And let's just see what is his target going to be here, as he now has the middle of the map. There is another expansion point here from BISU, and of course Flash knows this. If this game is going to continue like this, BISU is going to have the economic advantage and is going to overrun the turn. This is exactly why Flash is heading now into this position here, and just to cancel that expansion. The same can be said here for BISU heading now into this position. No more defenses here. This expansion will be snapped, and yeah, let's just see how things will unfold, as both players are of course almost maxed out. And it looks like Flash is now heading into the upper left part, and this position is of course going to be taken now really soon here by BISU. BISU also adding those high templars with that psionic storm. Very great unit to have against those siege tanks. And look at that, Flash has actually split here his troops. He has some Goliaths in the upper left part, 2 siege tanks, but at the same time he's now moving forward with his units, and the carriers are surrounded. Remember, the carriers aren't that fast, so they're taking damage out of the left and out of the right. So BISU of course once again has to hide them. This High Templar is also being exposed here and pretty soon killed, so the carriers have to of course retreat now. So good job here by Flash. He did of course lose his expansion there, but at the same time he's sniping the upper left part, so BISU once again taking some great damage here. His interceptors are falling left and right, and those Goliaths here should be able to snipe here this expansion. But hold on, we have a Dark Templar here, so the Dark Templar also dealing good damage here against those units. And in the end, no, this one, a Goliath here nicely sniping here this expansion, but BISU of course having another expansion here. So good job here by Flash, sniping that one carrier already taking so much damage, and the strength of those Goliaths has been shown now. Let's just check the upgrades once again. 2 to 3 upgrades here, such a strong unit to have. Look at how much damage one Goliath is dealing towards those carriers here, and BISU not really paying attention. One carrier almost getting sniped here, as Flash once again wishing of course to cancel here this other expansion point here. So much action here in between these two players. BISU has lost here a lot of mining time. He did lose another expansion here, and he's about to lose this expansion here as well. He still has this expansion. I don't know if BISU knows about this. A small engagement here into this position, but BISU is going to lose those dragoons. and at the same time we also have an engagement here, so BISU also trying to harass, force Flash as much as possible, but in the end Flash should of course be able to hold this as BISU is dropping lower and lower into supply here. So of course these Dragoons will fall really soon against those siege tanks. Let's just check this location here. So many carriers and even some Dark Templars here, but Flash is having so many Goliaths at the low ground here. He has no detection, so he might try to scan here. There's this one Dark Templar dealing so much damage here, but in the end it will be sniped. So good job here by Flash, showing us once again the strengths of the Terran, of the mechanical build order. And yeah, BISU still having however this expansion into this position, but Flash looking very dominant all in all, and he's now going to regroup here his units, his army. This expansion is up and running back here for BISU, but BISU has fallen to 107 supply and with only 33 workers versus the 51 here from Flash. So yeah, what can BISU do? He has some carriers here, and sadly for him he will be sniped here with those High Templars from Sonic Storm has been casted, but Flash really great here with his micro carriers are moving pretty much forward. The siege tanks are sieging up just to take care of those Dragoons, and more interceptors are falling. Of course some Goliaths are being sniped here, so much damage here from these both players. And in the end it looks like Flash now finally knows that there is an expansion up there, so he's heading straight towards that point, and he's even going to take here this expansion. So BISU in some serious trouble here. Let's just see if he somehow can come back, but no, there is that GG. So in the end Flash, of course, look at all of his army strengths, way too much stronger here. After an early strong game here by BISU, Flash takes it here 1-0. So let's just check those statistics really quick in case you guys are once again interested. So here again, once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right for you guys. Such a great game here in between these two pro players. 300 APM, looking really strong here. So yeah, a nice game once again. I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys know the main channel is in trouble, and I'm going to be posting some replays into this channel, into this new channel. So yeah, I hope I will be seeing you at the first channel and the second channel here as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Tommy signing out.